In this video, we gotta talk about Halo Infinite absolutely hurting. Pros all over the place are completely pissed off at the current state of Halo Infinite, and this is getting really bad. And if things don't get fixed soon, I'm worried for Halo Infinite as a whole. There's some things to look forward to, but there are some things that just need fixing right away. But the GameLeap website is the best place to grind your skills. If you want to climb to Immortal with ease, especially after the ranked reset where you might get ranked 2 or even 3 ranks downward, you're definitely gonna need that GameLeap premium sub. So go check it out right now and use our special code GETGOOD for 50% off. Don't miss out right now down below. So recently we got the new update in Halo Infinite, the mid-season update. And while they did say that they were fixing anti-cheat, which was a good thing, all in all, there was no content. It was incredibly hollow, and while it was mainly just fixes to fires rather than making anything new. And that is incredibly disappointing for the vast majority of players. And even players who are incredibly loyal to the game, pro players have expressed their huge disappointment in Halo Infinite. First off, Optic Lucid, one of the best players in the entire world at Halo Infinite right now, said this, quote, "At this pace, I suppose very little is coming to Halo Infinite until next season. For a live service game, this is just unacceptable." And that's the sad reality. This game is live service, but it doesn't really feel like live service. There hasn't been hardly any content, pumped out, and it's already February 20th when the game dropped all the way in November 20th. So there's been a huge amount of time that has passed since the launch of the game. And yeah, the campaign came out, but as far as changes and updates to the core game, the multiplayer, the regular ranked, all the modes, everything that they could add, there's so little done. And I know they're working on it. And I know this is a dead horse that has probably been beaten with a gravity hammer and teabagged to fucking death. But I'm not here to have a forced positivity. And this was something that was said on Twitter, and I think it sums it up best. Quote, "Halo Infinite isn't in the best place right now. It's possible to say that without hating the franchise or preying on its downfall. Not sure why a lot of Twitter thinks to seem you aren't allowed to criticize it at all. Forced positivity isn't helpful or productive." And that's kind of what's going on right now. We have people in the camp that, 343 needs to get flamed until they fix this. There's other people that say 343 has been flamed enough. We've already said all these problems. Just, wait and sit around until they fix them. And then there's other people that say, give 343 more time. And, there's varying degrees of every single heated debate and argument. But the reality is Halo Infinite really needs help. Like, really bad. My big fear here is that while I do think that things in Halo are going to get fixed, are they going to get fixed at a reasonable enough pace so that people don't just move on? Because if you think that that can't happen, you are 100% wrong. We have another pro tweeting this out right now stating, "I love Halo Infinite and its potential is massive, but 343 hard trolling right now, no cap." And here's the thing. The pro scene right now is going really good and going really strong, and people care. But what happens if the main game goes so bad that people lose interest in, watching pros? All these pros all of a sudden aren't signed by these orgs, or these orgs pull out because they don't want to invest in Halo Infinite. They don't want to invest in a sinking ship. And then the pro scene dies. And I'm gonna be honest, if you look at Twitch, you look at the viewers on Twitch, if a pro is not streaming, the viewership is abysmal. The viewership is non-existent. And I want you to look at these Steam charts. I know Steam charts don't paint the full picture, but look at how far the game is dropping month after month as far as the player base. And that is really concerning when the game is falling so rapidly. There's nothing to stem the bleeding, and even pros are expressing their disappointment when they should be the most supportive of the game. And I know what a lot of you are gonna say. You're gonna say, hey, there's a huge fan base of Halo and the franchise, and those people are gonna stick around when the game eventually becomes good. So you're worrying too much. This is not a new IP. This is a, huge established IP. So 6 months down the line, a year down the line, when the game is good, people will come back. However, there is a couple of problems here, and I think the biggest one comes from Halo 5 and the Master Chief Collection. Specifically the latter more than the former, where a lot of really hardcore Halo players are going to the Master Chief Collection, where it's actually just better than ever. There's so many added skins, there's so many added things, and a huge amount of Halo players are just playing that instead. Because why would they leave when a lot of their complaints about the monetization system, a lot of the problems with Halo Infinite, the lack of updates seem to be not even close to an issue in the Halo Master Chief Collection, and a lot of loyal fans are just playing that instead. And I think there's another point that really needs to be addressed, and it comes down to the content creators in Halo. Think about Halo's history and the history of content creators in the Halo franchise. It has always been immense. Think about like productions like even Red vs. Blue, or just the crazy amounts of things. I remember back in the old days when I watched Insider Gaming, which was just gaming news, which is kind of funny when I do a lot of just random gaming news now myself these days. But that whole gaming news segment was filmed from the perspective of a Spartan in-game, just nodding his head up and down. And there was just like so much just Halo creators, Halo content, and if you look at the creators, the Halo creators now, it's bare. Like, I know that there's the big established Halo creators that have always existed, sure, but as far as new creators that have been born from Halo Infinite, there's like 5 other channels besides ours, maybe even less than that, and it's becoming harder and harder for content creators to justify investing all their time and effort into Halo. And if you don't think that content creators matter for Halo, I promise you, when there is no content on YouTube about Halo, there's no content on Twitch about Halo, this is gonna turn into a really bad thing, and it's only gonna get worse if there isn't changes made. Like, Halo doesn't just need a little bit here and there. That's just gonna stop the snowball. They need like a multitude of back-to-back wins. The next update needs campaign co-op, Forge, followed by updates, followed by monetization fixes, followed by new maps, followed by new modes, followed by new ranked modes. I mean, the list goes on, and it needs to be rapid fire. I'm not talking about a year-long timeline. Because in reality, Halo Infinite should have the most vibrant creator base ever. There should be streamers that are grinding the game, and Halo should be popping on Twitch. Halo should be the top of YouTube. I mean, Halo just has such a huge legacy behind it, such huge potential behind it, and for all this to happen to Halo Infinite, to me, is just really sad, because I've always loved Halo. And I really want Halo Infinite to be that gateway for the new generation to hop aboard the Halo train as well, and keep a franchise, you know, not just a franchise just keeping it alive, but to grow it to new generations, new people. But basically, there are people that jumped in and tried Halo, and most of them are gone. The only people that are still left playing Halo Infinite are people like you and I, who just have always loved Halo, right? That's why we are here. That's why we're so committed. Not because we tried Halo for the first time and just fell in love with the franchise, because Halo Infinite doesn't showcase the franchise that we love in its current state. It doesn't really do that. It doesn't really, you know, hook people like we were hooked back in the day. And how you gonna expect the new generation to love Halo as much as we do if they aren't shown all of the great things that we fell in love with about the old Halos? So that's ultimately my point here. I think that 343 needs to, you know, just dig as deep as possible, push as hard as they possibly can, because every single day that goes by now without huge changes could be unrepairable damage down the line. God damn, I really hope that 343 gets their shit together. I hope that Halo Infinite does a huge turnaround. I hope that they're sandbagging some crazy shit, like all these features, all these things, a freaking battle royale mode. I don't care what it takes at this point. Whatever it takes to get people back into Halo Infinite and get the game on the right track, man. I just want good things for this game. I really, really do. But yeah, definitely let me know your opinion down below. While you're there, check out our 50% off Get Good sale at the GameLeap website if you want Onyx very quickly and easily. And yeah, thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you next time.